Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we are doing free agency, another round of trades, and the final rosters to start tomorrow's preseason video. So, we do have a trade to start off with today. Our first trade is with my team, the New York Magic, and the Kimmy Kraken, the AI Kimmy. Kimmy Kraken will be sending Igor Shesterkin with a 25% salary retained for his entire contract, which is 8 years. I will be sending Sebastian Cossa, Andrew Basha, and a 2026 first round pick, which is conditional. The condition is if my team makes the playoffs, it is a first. If we do not, it is a second and a third. So, real quickly, I'm going to implement that into our trade system, and I will show you guys in a second. Alright, so here's the trade. It is Andrew Basha, 71 overall, Sebastian Cossa, 78 overall. Both have pretty good potential. A first round pick, and because I don't have a second round pick, it's guaranteed third round pick. But if I don't make the playoffs, it will be next year's second round pick for Igor Shesterkin, 25% retained. This trade has officially gone through. Now we are done with the first round of trades. We are on to the second step in today's video, which will be free agency. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to go first. I'm going to pick every single player I want, and I'm going to go first. The second thing that's gonna happen is oh, why isn't this happening? Okay, here we go. So the second thing that's gonna happen is everyone else will go. Then I will sim another day. Then I will go back to free agency. Do me again, do the AI, then sim another day. This prevents me from looking at what the AI is thinking and stealing their players, while also giving me some room to go redo contracts if they don't accept my first one, but also don't accept anybody else's. Alright, so that should work right there. Alright, perfect. Now we're going on to my free agency. So I need a depth left and right winger, and I honestly think I'll be okay after that. But I have money. I have 8 million in cap space. So depth left and right winger, and depth center as well. We'll put him on him there, and I like Pinelli, so I think we're gonna keep him there. Anyway, free agency. Now many of these guys do have ELCs, so that's who I'm gonna offer first. Guenther was the first guy I see. $1 million for Guenther. I'm fine with that. Who else? So he is a right winger and a left winger. We're looking for somebody else with the ELC. Thomas is 10 million. It was gonna take him, but not gonna happen. Actually, we're just gonna go straight to left and right wingers. Guenther, already been asked. I did him. Yes, JJ Paterka. I'll give him exactly what he wants. That's 2 million down. And so that's 2 million down for me right there. And that's both of my wingers I need. I'm gonna go for a center, and we're gonna leave it at that for the first day. At least for my free agency. Center. Sidney, Crosby, Malkin. I don't want anybody old. No offense, but yeah. Tavares, no. Norris, maybe? Between Norris or McMichael here. I think the cap helps me out with Michael a little bit more, so we'll go with Connor McMichael. Alright, he only wants to stay here for 2 years. And because of how much money I have, we'll offer him whatever it takes to get him to high interest. Perfect. Alright. He's a center, right? Please tell me he's a center. Yes, okay. That's all I needed so far. We'll go back later if we need anything, but defense is looking great. Goaltending is now looking great. Forwards, we need a little help, which is why I did that. Alright, next up. Alright, so we are going to go actually in backwards order of the draft, which means the first team to go is the Duck Go team. Alright. So he wanted Thomas, Trocheck, or Hurdle. Thomas, Trocheck, or Hurdle is the first couple. He has 2.37 million in cap, so we'll see how much they want, but definitely not going to be. So Thomas, no. Trocheck, no. And Hurdle, also no. He also said look at the goaltenders if they're a step up from what he has. Markstrom. Eh, I mean, he does have 2 million in cap, which is almost nothing in this league. But maybe Talbot. I think Josh Allen actually would be. Or, sorry, Jake Allen. Wow, Josh Allen. Jake Allen with the no movement clause, and everything he has may work. All right, that, as they say, is that. And our next team will be the team I made the trade with, Kimmy Kraken. They they made the trade with me to do the Igor deal, which did give them enough cap, and they did this for two reasons. One, they now have Ottinger. They had Ottinger in the first place. You don't need two goaltenders taking up 20 million in cap. And second reason is now they have 13 million, and the player they want is Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas is their goal at 7x 9.875. So here he is, Robert Thomas. It'll give him exactly what he wants here. I don't think there was any clause attached to this. No clause. And then it's Guenther at what he wants. Guenther at exactly what he wants. Yeah, 2x 950. We'll see. Will Guenther take it or leave it? It's the real question. He is my offer and this guy's offer. Next is Josh Norris. 1x 4860. Norris. Josh Norris. 1x 4860 was 1x 4. I'm just looking. Josh Norris is never going to accept this deal, so we're not even going to try it. Next one is Lindholm 1x 3980. Lindholm. Yeah, never going to accept it. All right, we're going to keep these two for now, but our next team is the Nova Core. Nova Core's been very interesting as of late. They have attempted to make some couple of trades, and I think they made two. They're the only teams that have made two trades so far, but they're lacking depth, and depth in every position, really except defense. They do have a couple injuries here going on, especially with Hyman. Hyman would take that spot, so they're only lacking a depth fourth line. So let's see what they went with. Toffoli a year, Schneider a year, and Montembeault a year. Toffoli. Let's see, Tyler. That means he's not a free agent, which is just great. Oh, if I could spell his name, maybe it worked. Never mind. 1 year, 2 million is what he wants. Let's see. 20. Nope. But we'll send the offer because it's his first offer. Next one is Schneider. 2 times a year. Sorry, 2 times a million. And Montembeault 2 times 3. We'll send it. Alright, that is all for this team. Our next team will be the Vancouver Vanguards. This team has major 8 million in cap, but major interest. They are one of the only teams that are pretenders but have major interest, and most of it is in goaltending. Goaltending has been a huge issue for this team, riddled with injury to Kochekov, but he's Not really a starting goaltender, if you want my honest opinion. But Markstrom is his first guy on the list. Markstrom. He cannot afford anybody. The Vancouver Vanguards have 400,000 in cap. He thinks he can put these guys on LTIR. This is not going to work. He has no goaltender. Let's look at his contract real quick. This first line is 20 million. This second line's another 15. This third line's 20 million. What is he doing? Ehlers sees a 6 by 8.5. No wonder his defense is lacking depth. He can't afford it. Oh wow. And when these three come back, that's another what, 10 million? Alright, well, good luck. But our next team is the Notebook LM Navigators. Let's see. Alright. Braden Schneider is Notebook's first look. It is Schneider at 2 years, 825,000. 2 years, 825,000 likely won't get Schneider, but we'll see, you know. Next is gonna be Drew Doughty, 1x, 2 points. Doughty's not gonna accept this. Let's see the next guy on his list. What? 1.54 million for Bobrovsky. Oh, okay. We're gonna send Doughty the deal. What was it? 1x 2480. You know what? I can't justify Doughty that much. Bobrovsky only wants 3.5. 1x 1.1x 1545. We'll send him it, but that's honestly a disgrace. No offense. Next team is the Seattle Ciphers. This team is interesting. Looking at this team early, they have some good forwards. They are a contender, of course. Great goaltending. They lack depth. No fourth line. No third line right wing. Defense is great there first line, then it drops off like a rock. And if you mess with the lines a little bit, the chemistry is terrible to begin with, but of course, riddled by injuries on the defensive, which is why, back to free agency, they went offensive. Guenther, 2x850. Everybody wants Guenther. Let's see. Guenther, 2x850. They have very high interest from Guenther is very high interest. That may hurt everybody else wanting Guenther, but it is Schneider, 2x825. 825. And it is also Nelson, 1x324. And he also specifically said no clauses on Nelson. And because if Nelson accepts, I'm just not going to do it. They do not even have enough cap for that. Everything. Yeah, 38,000. They did not do the math correctly. But whatever. And next is Perplexity. Schneider, Guenther. Alright, a Perplexity team, just to give you a quick roster check. 5 million in cap. Great first line. Then it drops off. Their second and third line are eerily similar. Maybe 1 or 2 overall different. And everything is just mid, I guess you could say. Nothing really good. This Barlow guy looks like he's 32. Anyway. Schneider, Guenther, Peterka is the one. So Schneider. Off for that. Guenther. offer that. And Paterka, he did have a account. He wanted him for 7. He wanted him for league minimum because the cap's getting rough there. Still high interest, which is good, of course, for him. Then it was Broberg Mercer. Broberg he cannot afford, and Mercer he can afford. Congratulations. All right. Now it is Shea. Brady Shea has already been signed to a team, so that makes that easy. The next team, we have 7 more to go. We are flying through this. It is Copilot, Houston Copilot Comets. Lineup check, 5 million a cap. No depth left winger, no defense. Their defense is completely gone. Injured, both of them. Alright, so the Comets wanted some defense here. So we're gonna look. They only have 1.4 million in cap. It's bad. It's getting bad. Schneider looks like the only guy they can afford, and because they really need him, it's gonna be max contract. That's all they can afford, and the Houston Copilot Comets are done. Their options were Stein Burns, which they couldn't do. Right wing, which they did. Trey Target, they couldn't afford. And Skip FA, which is almost exactly what they did. Next is the Gemini team. The Gemini City Side and Centurions is up. Guenther, Paterka, and Mercer. Can't spell. Sorry. We'll do Guenther first. Actually, you know what? Paterka first. For some reason, it took me a little long to find, but Paterka is the only guy they can afford, so it's going to be him. Alright. Next team is Meta. Alright, so our next team here is the Meta Ice Goblins. Not a lot of cap room, not a lot needed either. They're the only team in the league, our first season, that is elite. Their bad part, their their goaltending. They are not injury riddled at all. Alright, no injuries. Everyone is above an 83 on the offense. A little bit issue here on defense with having two right D on the same line. If you change it like that, that actually has great chemistry. I'm not sure what they want to do. That'll be their the next thing we need to do. But goaltending is who they wanted, and it was actually Jake Allen, who wanted a 1-year 1.940. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. And because at that rate you can't afford anybody, it is gonna be hopefully a 2.5 million deal. Low interest at 2.5, medium at 2. All right, we'll do 2.8. Allen will be 36, so I guess that's not terrible. Anyway, next team. Grok. All Grok wanted was Guenther. Guenther at 850. Let's see, Grok. Ooh, how much cap do they have? Okay, yeah, respectable, I guess you could say. Grok wanted Guenther. Dylan Guenther at 850. Alright, the next team is Pi. Pi actually wanted a couple people, which weird because they didn't really state that they wanted a lot in the first place here. Pi's Puckbots have a cap space of 9 million. Definitely something to do with. Guenther at 850 is their first choice. Likely not going to get him, honestly. Next team is Dorofeev at 8.1. Dor at 8.1, that's exactly what he wanted. 6x 8.1. And then the next one is going out to defense here. Provorov at 6.5. Provorov at 6.5, he said, which was changes things. And last is Schneider at 0.85. A lot of 0.85, 8.5 going around for this team. And that leaves us to 3 more teams. First one is Claude. Claude Guenther. Well, Guenther and Schneider have decisions to make. Real big ones here. Alright. Claude, Silicon Valley Claudes, want Schneider as what he exactly wants. Exactly what he wants. Guenther, exactly what he wants as well. And 3 more. Peterka, Mercer, and Bobrovsky. Peterka, Mercer. Surprisingly, they had cap for almost every single one of these guys. But Bobrovsky 1 x 1.54. 1540. Probably not going to accept it, but we will see, of course. And our second to last team is the ChatGPT team. ChatGPT will not be participating in free agency. Alright, but I will give you a rundown on the roster. Lacking defense, a little bit of depth defense, not a lot of cap, which is what they were worried about to begin with, especially with Greaves and Shelovs. So they're actually looking at trade target for Greaves. We'll go there next, okay? Our next team is Pose Patriots. Pose Patriots has a little bit of a depth issue on right wing and goaltending. Other than that, they may be a legitimate team here. So when we go to Pose team was Pose team is 2.5 million, which means they can't afford any of these three. They can afford Guenther Peterka, but he wanted player-friendly clauses, which changed things. All right, we're gonna look at Demko and Vejmelka first. So Demko, he wanted 6.5. Will he go for a full no movement clause? He will not. Then we go Vejmelka. He wanted 5, or sorry, yeah, he wanted 5 something. He will also not go for full no movement clause. And then we go back to Guenther. Guenther will be getting a 850 because Peterka, because they cannot afford Besser. Peterka will be getting also an 850. Identical offers for both of them, so they could afford a little bit more. They're not going to get a little bit more. All right. That is everything for the first round of free agency. Now we're going to go back to my team. It is likely that we will not need to do a second round, as almost everybody had the exact same contract offers. Now we are simming to the 6th. I got JJ Peterka. I got Connor McMichael. The one person I did not get is Guenther. He, after having 6 offers of the 16 teams we have, signed with the Seattle Ciphers. And congrats, Matthias Elfman. That's great. So Guenther was the only player we did not get. That still turns as a retooling here. They do not like our defense. I love our defense, honestly. We're gonna try to make Dobson a left defense because I know we have these guys for 2 years, and I really want to sign McCarr again. So we're gonna make him left defense. We're gonna try to keep this first line as best as possible. But everything else looks great on my team. Okay. The next thing we do is we go down the line. We have officially reached the 3rd step in today's video, the 3rd of 4. The 4th one will get cut out because after sharing everyone's roster, nobody has made any changes. All right, no one has attempted to sign more free agents. Everyone good and under cap was taken, like Guenther, Peterka, players like that, and nobody would like to make any trades. Of course, ChatGPT wanted to get rid of Greaves, but Greaves is able to go to the minors. He's on an ELC 1x 812 million. So ChatGPT is going to work with that. Now, the next thing I asked every AI to do was make their lines. ChatGPT has Leo Carlson, McDavid, Tuck, Svechnikov, Gauthier, Zegras, and more Sillinger, Perot. That stays the same, forward-wise. Sanderson, Sanheim, Pedersen, Woolman. Yep. Defense stays as well. Stenberg, Genberg, and Pedersen. Those three will be exact same. Now, it is goaltending. Do they change their goaltending? Goaltending, Greaves and Shilov's going sent down. Thompson and Swayman in that order, and it will be turned to a 60, 50, 60, 70, yeah, sorry, 50, 55, 60, a 60-40 split between the tenders, the chicken tenders, goaltenders, same thing. Next is Duck Legacy Manager. This team did ask for a bunch of new signings. They couldn't afford any of them, actually. And as we scroll back up, they do not make any changes. They do not. Yeah, 9 changes, none. But it is 60-40 between Anderson and McGrath. And this team looks like it's going to go through a rebuild. Maybe they get rid of Nakes and Pastrnak at trade deadline. It looks like the split's going to go right there. That's perfect. Sorry, but I don't think it's going to end well for them. Honestly. Next team is going to be the Garden State Meta Ice Goblins. What a name, eh? This will be no change. They're going to swap the wingers for balance on the second line. The third line will be promote Graph and swap the centers. And it also actually helped. It helped the other team. No change except the last one will be swapping sides. They wanted to swap sides for chemistry. It deters the chemistry, but I'm not going to do anything about it because that's what they wanted. And it's going to be a 65-35 split between the goaltenders. Okay. Next team will be the Gemini City Cyber Centurions. This team's roster, the only thing they changed was this third line, putting him in the middle, as well as the 65-35 split. We're seeing a lot of that, especially with teams that are pretenders and not contenders. It's this team's defense issue. Honestly, I wouldn't even put them at pretenders, or I would put them retooling, not a full rebuild, just a retool. And the next team is Grok X AI Arctic. Grok's offer will be let's see. Sorry. Their lines will be not offered. Their lines are unchanged, as it looks like unchanged. Sorry. Leonard has been promoted. Congratulations, Leonard. I don't even know where Leonard is. Leonard's not even on the team. Anyway, let's not worry about that too much. Unchanged balance, and it's a 68-32 split. Quite, what do you call? Quite, sorry. Very exact, I guess you could say. 68-32, very exact. But the next team looks like the Houston Copilot Comets. Am I correct? Yes, sorry. Houston Copilot Comets. Their lineups will be. They talked a lot. Sorry. Their lineups is going to be. Keep the defense almost the same. Yeah, alright. So line 3, Casper, Wright, and Blake. Casper, Wright, and Blake. Then it's going to be Donovan, Middlestat, and Mikheyev. Scratches is Gradine and Schmidt. Yep. And of course, the injured is, you can't change. Change is going to be Smith with Vasquez and Lamaru with Russo. Smith is going to second line at a 71 overall. So it is. Oh, sorry. Vasquez and Russo. Whatever. That's good enough. I don't know where they think these have the players from. This is going to be Bergman and LaRoe. And keep that for now. That seems good. And their goaltender split is 65-35. I think that's very fair for these tenders. That is good. The next team is Kimmy Kraken. The Kimmy Kraken I don't think changed anything. I can go check. Let's see. Kimmy Kraken. Yeah. Frundell, Pedersen, Brink. Oh, wow. Sorry, they did change a lot. Frundell, Pedersen, Brink. Their second line is Zetterlund, Bork, and Duclair. Zetterlund, Bork. Wow, that's some really big line changes. Johnson, Protus. Johnson, Protus. And then is Laba, Thomas, and Lafreniere. Oh, it is not. Laba, Catton. Wow. Sorry. Yeah, Laba, Catton, and Kanserov. Wow. Scratched Howard and Helenius. I don't see a Howard on the roster. We're gonna guess Lafreniere may be going. No, I can't do that. That's gonna be that. He mixed up these two after actually looking. An honest mistake, I guess you would say. Let's see. All right. Next for the defense, they will be Hiskinen, Ferravari, Lindell, Pellica. Yeah, and Modlek and Laney, it looks like. Yeah. Lana. And then it is a regular split, 85%. Confirm. All right. Next team is my team. For my team, I'm not going to change much except these last two lines. The last two lines. Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that. The last two lines going to be realistically, if I could get that. And those two. I'm just looking for something blue here. It's probably not going to happen. Actually, unless maybe I switch that, switch that, and switch that. No. Okay. I want him on the left wing. We don't have another right. Oh, we do. Maybe we do that. Put that there. Oh, I like that. Okay. Sorry about that. I said that a lot. Whatever. For my goaltender split is going to be exactly 85. Hopefully, Shesterkin really brings us to the next level. Notebook LM Navigators is next. And the, what do you call it? The ninth team, we're officially halfway done. The Notebook LM Navigators will be, let's see, revise a couple lineup tweaks. Pearson replacing Lukey. Yeah, that was their only lineup tweak, which makes sense. I guess we'll keep that there. Defensive, nothing. Goaltender, it is a 70-30 split, which 100% makes sense. And the next team, Perplexity Arctic Wolves. Perplexity could not do anything in free agency, did not get much because they could not afford it, and it is Geeky off the active roster and Willander onto the inactive roster. So it is going to be Geeky for Miller, but we have to keep Geeky on right now because Miller will come back up later. And then it is a Willander onto the active roster for, sorry, I missed it. Oh, for Nelson. Okay, yeah. All right, we'll just keep him scratched. Okay. And goaltending split for this one will be 70-30. Makes sense. All right. Next team will be Pie's Puckbots. Pie, where are you, bud? Here we go. Pie Did not do much, I don't think. No changes. Goaltending split is 50-50. Our first 50-50 split. Oh, they have 270 overall goaltenders. Oh god. I feel so bad. Sorry, Pie. Never mind though. Poe's Patriots is up. Oops. Is what happens when you don't draft good players. It is Bichelle. Bichelle and Jacquez, which changes that. And this is an 85-15, obviously. Yep. Already set. Next team, Nova Core by DeepSeek. I love saying that. Nova Core by DeepSeek will be uh, no change on the lineup, and it'll be 65-35 between one of the best goalie prospects currently in the NHL. Next is the Seattle Ciphers. The Seattle Ciphers by Mistral will be, let's see, their changes. I do not think they had any, actually. Oh, sorry, Terry's on the left wing. Ehlers is on the left wing. They don't have any of those people. Who do they think they have? They definitely got the wrong team. Unless I'm looking at the wrong team. Oh, this is... No, sorry, this is Vibe. I moved wrong. Who am I looking for? Seattle Ciphers. Oops. That is this one. Cipher. Sorry about that, everyone. Next is... I thought they didn't change anybody because they did not. If I was looking at the right team, I would have known that. And their split is 60-40 between probably the best goaltending pair of the league so far. Next, the Silicon Valley Claudes. This one I won't mess up. It is Claude right here. And everyone is, let's see, Seneke and Smith will be switched. Everyone else is good. Siegenthaler is not on their roster. It's not Edstrom and Wells, and then Dvorak and Polikin. Next is 65-35, and for a team that I thought would be really good, has no depth at all. Sorry about that, guys. Next is the team I was looking at before, the Vibe Vancouver Vanguards. Move Terry to the left wing. Terry left wing, Fiala and Marchenko. Then it is Ehlers, Cowan, Kako. Ehlers, Cowan, and then they do. Kako is injured, so we're gonna keep Hartman there, and everything else looks good. Their goaltending split, I assume, will be 50-50, 65-35 until they get Kochetkov back. Makes sense. All right, guys. So that is all for this video. Everything is set. Now, I said I was gonna do trades. No team has wanted to trade. So the next thing we're gonna do is go back to my team, the New York Magic, and sim to the, let's see, it looks like the 16th of September, in which preseason will start. We're gonna auto assign all scouting for the first season for every single team. And so a couple things I have to say. Auto assign scouting for the first season to get everybody used to it, and any offer from the AI will not be accepted. Every trade offer from the AI in game will not be accepted. If they want to make a trade, they will need to go to the AI here, our 16 AI, not the game's AI, will be needing to make the trade. I cannot find the setting, so we cannot. We just have to dismiss everything. Not a problem. All right. We're gonna keep going next, and we have made it to the 16th of September. And after a 40-minute video, the late night special, releasing at 10 o'clock or 9:30, whichever comes first, whenever I finish the video, Eastern Time, Uh, yeah, whenever it comes up, Eastern time, that's that. One thing left, I will show you tomorrow after simming the entire preseason and showing everybody the teams. Bye for now, and tomorrow, after almost a week, 5 days to be exact, 5 episodes of this, we are making it to the NHL 2025-26 15 AI, 1 human regular season. See you tomorrow, everybody. Peace.